From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordeau, and this is your News 8 Daily for Wednesday, December 10th. Starting out with rain this morning, going to change to snow by this afternoon. It's going to be windy as well. So we're in the 40s right now. Low today is going to be in the 20s. The big thing to note, though, is we have snow headed our way Thursday night into Friday morning. Here's meteorologist Marcus Bailey with what is expected so far in the forecast.
We've got another system coming our way tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Light snow showers initially. We'll start to pick up that intensity by around 9, 10, 11 o'clock with some steady snow around central and northern parts of the state. This is at 3 a.m. Friday. And my concern is I'm hopeful that the heaviest snow at 6 a.m. Friday will be gone, but we're going to have some accumulating snow for the Friday morning drive. What are we thinking right now? Heart of central Indiana, around 2 to 4 inches. That's just through Friday morning. We may have another system coming in here for Saturday into the afternoon and evening hours that could lay down another couple of inches of snowfall. And then, of course, that is going to usher in this Arctic blast of air that will be coming in Saturday night into Sunday and into Monday. Look at the wind chills. About 6 below Sunday morning. It's going to be really, really rough here.
Happening today at the state capitol, the full Senate will debate redrawing Indiana's congressional districts. Governor Braun and President Trump are pushing for the new map to help Republicans win more House seats in Washington next year. At least 14 state Republican senators have publicly said they will vote against the new districts, along with 10 Democrats in the chamber. That means opponents need at least 2 more votes to turn back the measure. Senate is set to hold a final vote tomorrow. Also today, a state Senate committee is scheduled to hold a hearing on a bill that would require hospitals to offer payment plans to low-income patients when they bill them for services. Senators will hear testimony on the bill at 10 this morning. The committee is not scheduled to take a vote. A state Senate committee has approved a bill that could lead to investigations of businesses to see if they are employing immigrants without proper documentation. News 8 government reporter Garrett Berquist explains how this would change the current Indiana law.
The Trump administration is pushing state lawmakers to build on this past session's immigration enforcement bill, but this specific bill is already drawing criticism both from people who say it goes too far and from those who say it doesn't go far enough. The bill prohibits employers from knowingly or recklessly hiring someone who is not authorized to work in the United States. Employers would not be held liable if they made a reasonable effort to check a person's status first. The state would investigate allegations and alert federal officials. The feds would handle enforcement.
We wanted to have local involvement, but we had to find the right place for that, again, because we didn't want to add another layer and put more burdens where it's unnecessary on law enforcement. So the Department of Labor in the state and IOSHA will put in standard procedures, and those allegations and investigations will be carried out as would be appropriate by that executive agency.
In addition, law enforcement agencies would have to comply with all immigration detainer requests and notify judges if a person in their custody is subject to one.
After a certain time, if in fact they are released by the local sheriff's office, at least that record of them having that detainer, so the next time maybe they don't have to go such a tedious process to find that information.
Immigration advocates say the new state law requiring sheriffs to notify immigration authorities already discourages immigrants from going to law enforcement for help. They say this will make it worse.
Those of us who opposed that initial bill this spring were raising concerns that it would lead to just this. And we were, kind of almost gaslit in a way. And, people were reassuring us that it would not lead to racial profiling. It would not lead to Fourth Amendment violations, whereas this bill seems to be explicitly covering that. And
Brown killed a similar bill when it reached her committee during the last legislative session. She says this new version addresses concerns law enforcement raised. But the Attorney General's office says there are too many loopholes.
Senate Bill 76 is introduced. It did nothing to stop the employment of illegal aliens. And the enforcement provisions added by the amendment, putting that enforcement under Department of Labor, is not only unworkable, but it is likely also unconstitutional.
We're still very early in the legislative process. The bill now has to go to the full Senate. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
There is no word yet on whether the Attorney General's office will appeal a ruling that blocks the state health department from releasing abortion reports. This week, a 3-judge panel from the Indiana Court of Appeals unanimously agreed with a Marion County judge, saying terminated pregnancy reports should remain private because they are confidential medical records. Originally, the state had agreed to give the reports to the anti-abortion group Voices for Life after Governor Braun took office this year. There is a big schedule change for police officers in Indianapolis. IMPD says officers will soon be moving to 10-hour shifts 4 days a week. News 8's Kat Sandoval explains how the police department says this will help officers and the community.
Chief Chris Bailey says they are short about 300 officers, and this shift, he says, allows the law enforcement body to be a bit more creative with the staff they have.
The 10-hour shift is one way to do that. That was an agreement made between the City of Indianapolis and the Fraternal Order of Police. The officers voted to pilot the 10-hour shift in 2026, and the way it's been developed puts more officers on our districts, in our neighborhoods, during the peak hours of crime.
Peak hours, when majority of crimes usually occur, are between 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. And Bailey says the new shift change makes it safer for the community because additional officers will be patrolling the streets. Indy Fraternity Order of Police echoes that, adding the new hours allows officers to decompress from an already stressful job.
Is that officers will be able to have more time off. They'll see anywhere from 35 to 37 days more off in a year. So they'll be away from the job more to explore time with their family, work on a better work-health balance.
Starting January 3rd, officers work for 5 days and get 3 days off, or work 4 days and get 4 days off.
We're going to evaluate it in 2026. If it makes sense and the officers want to continue that, we'll make adjustments as necessary, and that'll be our permanent schedule.
Bailey says this new shift can keep the city safe while they continue to recruit new officers. I'm Kat Sandoval for Wish TV, WishTV.com.
We're working to find out when an 18-year-old charged with killing his father and his father's girlfriend on Thanksgiving Day, then setting their house on fire, will be in court for the first time. Prosecutors charged Jaron Morgan with murder, robbery, and arson yesterday. Investigators say he shot his father, Courtney Morgan, and Megan Weakerson, then set their house on fire. House was on Audubon Road near East 38th in Arlington. Firefighters found 2 kids, a 1-year-old and 3-year-old, inside the home. They are not hurt. Police later arrested Jaron Morgan after a chase and crash on I-65 north of Indianapolis. Prosecutors say he is still in the hospital due to injuries from the crash. The president of the City County Council in Indianapolis says he will not seek his leadership position again next year. Vop Osili made the announcement yesterday. He will remain on the council, but says stepping back from the presidency allows me to focus my energy where it's most needed and continue serving our city with the same commitment that has guided my work from the beginning. Osili says he will have more to share soon, but did not address speculation that he will run for mayor in 2027. Wish TV is your education station. Martin University is pausing operations at the end of this semester, and its future is uncertain. News 8's Malia Van Ostrin got reaction from students and others in the community.
Martin University, a private university in Indianapolis and Indiana's only predominantly black institution, cited financial challenges and declining enrollment. I spoke to students studying psychology who are supposed to graduate in May. They tell me they're shocked, saddened, and deeply concerned about their futures.
It's going to affect me drastically because if there's no way to fix our outcome for us so we can continue to graduate, therefore we will have to apply to other schools, or we will have to complete this program over again, because most schools, they're going to want you to follow their own prerequisites.
LaTanya Ashmore didn't want to talk on camera, but talked about the benefits of Martin University.
It just gives us an opportunity to do things. People that comes from the hood, the neighborhoods, the low poverty. We need this. So if we can get any help to keep Martin University's doors open, because I'm also a student that wants to go back for my master's degree.
Representatives from Martin University say clear degree completion options will be provided to all students as soon as they're confirmed, and that students will continue to have access to their transcripts. The school also has child care services for students that many working parents like Sasha relied on when going to class.
With them closing their doors and not offering any more classes in the spring would affect me and my child. It's very flexible that I can bring him with me.
Board of Trustees Chairman Joseph Perkins said a primary need of Martin's is for more community support. This includes funding for its vast first-generation college students who are fighting courageously to make a better life for their families. State Representative Gregory Porter, a Democrat from Indianapolis, says the pause is disappointing.
The key word is pause, and we hope that we will begin to get our act together as a city, as an institution, to move forward, to continue to give first-generation students the opportunity to go to school and help those non-traditional students, and for those students who have some college to go back.
The school tells me the board is exploring options, some of which could allow the school to continue operations in some form. In the meantime, the school says students will receive individualized financial aid guidance.
I would hate to see it go. I hope there's something that can be done, whatever that can be done.
In Indianapolis, I'm Leah Van Ostrand for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
In Colts Watch, Phillip Rivers is back in Indianapolis with the Colts. After a workout, the team signed him to the practice squad yesterday. But the Colts are desperate with all three quarterbacks on the team hurt. Rivers is 44 years old and is a grandfather. That would make him the oldest active player in the NFL. He has also not played since January of 2021 when the Colts lost a wild card game to the Bills. That was the last time the Colts made the playoffs. He's also a semifinalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2026. But if he is signed to the active squad, he will have to wait another 5 years to be eligible. IU football may have the week off, but quarterback Fernando Mendoza does not. He is going to New York City to see if he'll take home the Heisman. News 8 sports director Anthony Calhoun will also be in the Big Apple. AC will have live coverage of the Heisman ceremony starting this Friday on the news at 5. Okay, listen to this. Senator Jim Banks has introduced a bill to change the name of a Bloomington post office. If the bill passes, it will be called the Curt Cignetti Post Office. Obviously, that's IU's football coach. Post office is on South Walnut near IU's campus. Banks introduced the bill yesterday. It comes after Cignetti has led the Hoosiers to back-to-back college football playoff appearances and on Saturday led the team to the Big Ten Conference title. It is not clear if the bill will pass the Senate. College basketball now. IU men bounce back in Bloomington after 2 straight losses. Lamar Wilkerson is the star against Penn State. He had a career high of 44 points last night. IU wins 113-72. It is IU's first Big Ten victory of the season. Happening today, Australia is banning children under 16 from using social media. While education officials welcome the move, critics say it is an attack on free speech. Amy Kiley reports on what experts believe American parents can learn from this.
We do know that kids need limits.
Today, Australia is banning children under 16 from using social media. The new law is the first of its kind in the world.
We're all addicted to these things.
It applies to Instagram, Facebook, Threads, Snapchat, YouTube, TikTok, Kik, Reddit, Twitch, and X. The tech industry disagrees that the ban makes kids safer, but the companies say they will implement it with age verification technology. Critics argue the law hurts democracy and free speech.
Taking away how we communicate to the world, this is how we do it. It's the modern day. It's social media.
For U.S. parents, some experts see it as an opportunity. They say talking to kids about social media is important and say the ban could be a conversation starter.
It's about helping teenagers find self-regulation, find balance, use social media appropriately.
Experts say parents should remember social media has both pros and cons. For some young people, it's an important way to feel connected. But
we know that excessive use of social media can be very bad for your mental health. And we know that people that are at risk for anxiety and depression, that social media can contribute to this.
Some critics of social media companies say the ban should be a wake-up call.
The inability in our country to regulate and do something about it has led other countries to say, these are mostly American, U.S. companies. That's enough of this.
I'm Amy Kiley for Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on Wish TV and WishTV.com.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening. And be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.